Coming up on the show, one of the rare days of the year where there are no sports on the calendar, so we went to the beach. Now, just because there's no sports on TV tonight, that doesn't mean there wasn't huge news on Wednesday. Kawhi Leonard was reportedly traded from the San Antonio Spurs to the Toronto Raptors. Stunningly, in my mind, the Raptors included DeMar DeRozan in the trade for Leonard. DeRozan, an LA guy, seemed to be really loyal to Toronto, to playing in Canada. He recently re-signed. He had years left on his contract, and you ship him away. Leonard's a superstar, but now you lose DeRozan for what might be a one-year rental. I mean, the team Toronto had before the Leonard trade wasn't going to win any championships, but I would have kept DeRozan. He wanted to be there, and then try to add pieces around him. I think this trade was great for San Antonio. You get an all-star caliber player that has multiple years left on his current contract. You send Kawhi Leonard to the Eastern Conference. I mean, that's a home run for the Spurs. This is also really good for the Celtics. Leonard goes to the Raptors in exchange for their best player. So the Raptors don't really get that much better, maybe a little better, but not good enough to beat you. And I also think it's good for the Lakers. And they're probably smiling to themselves today, thinking there's no way Leonard falls in love with Toronto a la Paul George in OKC. Neither player seems happy. What do you think, Maeve? Tell me who's better, the Celtics or the Raptors?
The Celtics, if the Celtics are healthy, they would beat the Raptors.
Baseball now, great all-star game on Tuesday night. 10 home runs. Lock of the day hit yesterday with the AL winning 8-6. MLB Commissioner Manfred, though, had some interesting comments during the all-star festivities. He was asked why Mike Trout isn't marketed more. Manfred said, quote,
"Player marketing requires one thing for sure, the player. We are very interested in helping our players develop their individual brand, but that involves the player being actively engaged," close quote.
Trout was then asked after the game why he's not marketing himself more. Trout said, quote,
"I keep telling you guys, I do as much as I can, but it's a long baseball season. I gotta pick and choose when I want to do things and go from there," close quote.
See, this goes along with exactly what I said the other day about how to fix baseball. Shorten the season. It'll make the games feel more important. These players will have more time to market themselves, which markets the game, which makes everything surrounding baseball more popular. Great game last night, but it was long. I didn't watch the whole thing. Maeve, did you stay up for the whole thing?
No, I had to get some sleep last night because my friends were coming.
And it's a shame because there really are a lot of great players in baseball. Do enough people know who Mike Trout is?
Some people do, but not a lot of people.
And you see the deal that Brandon Cooks got with the LA Rams? That's exactly why the Patriots didn't pay him that money. They pay $80 million for a 5'9" wide receiver. That's insanity. I mean, wide receivers, they just don't make that kind of impact. Bill Belichick looks at that and absolutely laughs out loud. Also today, Revis announced his retirement, ending his 11-year career in the NFL. One of the best 11-year careers in history. Top 2 corner of all time, probably right there with Deion Sanders. But I'm sick of hearing this played out narrative about how Revis was such a good businessman. He was the best player at his position for years. Of course he was able to maximize his earnings. Everybody wanted his services. It's not hard to make a good decision when everybody just wants to give you money so you work for them. Kevin Durant, LeBron James do the same thing he does. They're all top of the game. That's why they're all such good businessmen. All right, take your pick. Who had the better one-year career in Boston, Revis or Bill Walton? Now, I understand Bill Walton was on the Celtics for more than a year, but he was injured all during 1987, came back for just a quick stint in the playoffs. 85-86 was his primary year with the Celtics. And the answer is Walton. He was older, he was on the verge of being broken down. He wins the 6th Man of the Year and the NBA Finals MVP. Now, Revis did have a great 2014. He was an All-Pro, he was a Pro Bowler, but he got torched in the divisional round game against the Ravens. Old man Steve Smith Sr. burned him. He didn't play well in the Super Bowl. He was a big piece of that season, but overall, I'm going Bill Walton on this one. No lock of the day today because there are no professional sports games, and I don't feel like predicting a cricket game from India.
See you tomorrow.
Well, as you know, I'm not on Snapface and all that, so I don't really get those.